Hello, sir. I'm Varun Kumar and my registration number is 19BIT0058. I'd like to start by introducing myself. I'm Varun Kumar and I'm currently pursuing BTech in Information Technology from VIT University, Vellore. My current CGPA is 9.24 and I'm making this video as a part of Digital Assignment 1 for the course ITE 3001 Data Communication and Computer Networks. So in this video, I'll be talking about the importance of data communication and computer networks. I'll first start by introducing what computer networks actually are. Then we'll have a look at the objectives that data communication and computer networks try to achieve. And finally, we'll look at how the concepts of data communication and computer networks are used in real-time industries to ensure trustworthy communication among the computers connected in the network. Now let's talk about what a computer network is. A computer network can be defined as a group of nodes connected by a communication link. I've used two important words in this definition. One is node and the other is communication link. Let's have a look at both of them one by one. A node can be a computer, a printer, or any other device that is capable of sending and receiving data. Suppose we have a device that can send data and can also receive data, then that device can be called as a node. Other examples of node can be a switch, a bridge, or a router. So now we understand what a computer network is. We understand what a node is and what a communication link is. Computer networks are present everywhere. Every technology that we can think of makes use of computer network in one way or the other. For example, I'm able to share this video with you because of the internet. And internet is nothing but a vast computer network spreading over the entire world. Computer networks help us communicate with the entire world. Think of the olden days when if you want to communicate with your near and dear ones, you would have to use letters. This letter would take around 2 to 3 weeks to deliver, and that too, there was no guarantee of any delivery. Once the receiver receives the letter, it would take another 2 to 3 weeks for you to get any kind of reply. So we see there was so much gap between sending and receiving the message. Even the traditional landline phones that we had can only be used for voice calls. But today the pattern has entirely changed. Take, for example, any mobile application like WhatsApp. WhatsApp can be used for sharing text, images, videos, and whatnot. We can also use WhatsApp for real-time communications like voice calls, video calls, etc. We are able to do all this communication seamlessly and perfectly just because of computer networks. Even right now, as we are going through the coronavirus pandemic, all our learning has been shifted to online platforms like MS Teams, Google Meets, etc. Even almost all the software companies are making their employees work from home. All this has been made possible only because of computer networks. So we see how important the computer network really is in our life. So now that we understand what computer networks really are and how important they are in our daily life, now let's have a look at what are the primary objectives, the goals that data communication and computer networks aim to achieve. The first and the foremost objective is resource allocation. Many organizations have a substantial amount of computers that are spread throughout various locations. For example, let's assume that an organization has 4 computers. So instead of having 4 separate printers for each of the computer, what we can do is we can connect all these 4 computers and one printer in a network. Now, this one printer can be shared among all the 4 computers. So we see how by using proper resource allocation with the help of computer network, we were able to save the cost of 3 printers. This is why resource allocation is so important, and this is the reason why it is one of the primary objectives of computer network. Another important objective of data communication and computer network is to ensure distributed processing. Distributed processing is when more than one computers are used to run a single application. So we can have many computers connected to a network, and all these computers can be used to run different parts of an application simultaneously. Another important objective is centralized management. Centralized management refers to managing a network built around a single server. This central server can manage the majority of the processing, while the other workstations with limited computational capabilities can run applications, data storage, and other utility requests through the server. This approach is generally very affordable and very efficient. With one single server, the management of the workstations becomes very easy, and we can track the data of the devices connected through the network as needed. Another objective is to ensure compatibility among dissimilar equipments and software. This is one of the major objective, especially during these days, because uh, today we have so many different kinds of equipments and devices that are connected to the network. Even at our home, for example, we have our mobile phones, and we have our smart TVs, then we have our laptops and PCs, smart fridges, Alexa. All of these are connected together in a network. If they are not compatible among each other, they can't share information from among each other, then there is no use of having them in a network. So that is why uh, ensuring compatibility among the dissimilar devices is one of the major objective for any successful computer network. The next and one of the most important objective of data communication and computer network is scalability. Scalability of a network is a measure of how easy it is to add new devices to the network. Adding new devices to the network should not decrease the performance of the network by a huge amount, because if this happens, then the growth of network is very limited. If a business outgrows its network capabilities, then it may end up causing service disruptions which may drive the customers away. At the same time, we should be able to scale down our infrastructure when needed to help reduce our costs. Earlier, we saw that a computer network is a connection between two or more nodes through a communication link. But is simply connecting the computers enough to ensure proper and efficient communication? The answer is no. There are many challenges that we face in real-time software industries while ensuring proper and efficient communication among the computers connected in the network. In the real world, there are many problems and challenges that need to be solved to ensure proper communication among the devices connected across the network. Some of these challenges are: number one, reliability. How do we ensure that the message that we send from one node reaches the destination node reliably? Number two, scalability. The internet has been growing a lot over the years. How do we ensure that all the devices stay connected? They get all the services, all the devices have proper addresses, and there are no address collision. This is another challenge that we face. With number three, allocation of bandwidth. How do we ensure that there is not one device or a particular network that is using all the bandwidth of the internet, hence not allowing other devices to use it? Another major challenge that we face is security. How do we ensure that the data we send to the server reaches the server securely? And that the data from the server reaches to us securely. So we saw what kind of challenges that we face while implementing a computer network in a real-time industry. This is where the concepts that we learn in data communication and computer networks come in handy. All the problems and challenges that we uh, discussed earlier can easily be solved by using the concepts of data communication and computer networks. Now, let us see how the concepts of data communication and computer networks help us in ensuring trustworthy communication in real-time industry. That a computer is connected to a switch. This switch is connected to the router and the router is connecting you to the internet. So there are a lot of things happening when we browse a website. Connection establishment, finding a path to the web server, communicating with the web server, then deciding format of the request, deciding format of the response, then adding new devices to the internet and giving addresses to those devices, ensuring communication uh, through those devices, then allocation of bandwidth, and many more things happen uh, in a computer network. So how do we manage so many things? How do we ensure that all these things are managed really well in a computer network? This is where the concept of protocols that we study in data communication and computer networks comes in handy. Protocols are the set of rules that two devices use to communicate. These set of rules are typically decided by the headers. There are some fixed set of headers that are defined by uh, various protocols. These headers decide the content of the message and how the message is going to be processed. But these headers might be the source address, the destination address, or the checksum of the message to do error correction. There are various protocols that are used by various kinds of networks. These include IP protocol, TCP protocol, UDP, SMTP, HTTP, and many more. To make communication reliable and trustworthy, various error detection and error correction methods are used, such as checksum, CRC, VRC, LRC, and forward error correction. Then in DCCN, we also study about the OSI model. This OSI model is the international standard for data communication. This model, although not used in the real industries, form the basis for the solutions to many problems, such as ensuring compatibility of various devices that are present on the network. In real life communication, we also need to ensure proper flow of information across the network. For this, we use various kinds of protocols that we study in DCCN, such as uh, stop and wait protocol, stop and wait ARQ, go back NARQ, and selective repeat protocol. In any computer network, many computers share the same communication link. So we need to ensure that there is no collision. For this, we use various kinds of protocols that we study in DCCN, such as Pure Aloha, Slotted Aloha, and Carrier Sense Multiple Access with Collision Detection, and Carrier Sense Multiple Access with Collision Avoidance. All these protocols are implemented by the MAC sublayer of the data link layer. In real life communication, we also need to ensure proper routing of data across the network. That is, the data should follow the best possible path available to it. For this, we use again various kinds of protocols like distance vector routing, link state routing, path vector routing. All these concepts also we study in data communication and computer networks. So we see how the concepts that we study in data communication and computer networks are put to use in establishing a trustworthy communication in real-time software industry. Without these concepts, it would never be possible to ensure trustworthy and reliable communication. Hence, we realize how important data communication and computer networks is to us as a subject. That's all from my side. Thank you.